global leaders. The question of how do you get all these countries and all these people, I just dropped my pen, all these people on board all at the same time, all pushing the same agenda. How do you do it? Well, let's talk about it. Do you ever wonder how entire countries, leaders, governments, banks, and companies get on the same page? I've wondered that myself. I know that they are and need to be for the beast system to flourish, but how do these people get into those positions, and how is the World Economic Forum connected to all of it? Well, it seems we now have the answer to this. In 1992, WEF founder and chairman, under the tutelage of Henry Kissinger, established a school called the Global Leaders for Tomorrow, which then renamed to the Young Global Leaders in 2004. This was Klaus Schwab, the guy who likes to say, "You will own nothing and you will like it." The very same one created this school. When those who are interested apply, they are sent through a very, very rigorous selection process, which most applications are dismissed. So they're looking for specific people. They're looking for people who will go along with the narrative and the new system that they want to put in there. So it's not just a bunch of willy-nilly people involved. They go through a very rigorous process. If you're going to place specific people in specific positions, they all must come from the same machine, and that machine is the Young Global Leaders School. So, who comes from there? That's the was it the $500 million question or whatever it is? Let's see if you recognize some of these names. Angela Merkel, former Chancellor of Germany. Nicolas Sarkozy, former President of France. Tony Blair, former Prime Minister of the UK. Jens Spahn, who is the current Health Minister in Germany. Philip Rossler, Health Minister of Germany, former Health Minister. Jacinda Ardern, the current Prime Minister of New Zealand, who is just absolutely destroying that country. Emmanuel Macron, current President of France. Sebastian Kurz, the former Chancellor of Austria. We know Austria is going through some serious Hitler-like stuff right now. Viktor Orban, Prime Minister of Hungary. Gavin Newsom. I know a couple people in here don't like that name too much. Gavin Newsom, the Governor of California. Peter, I can never pronounce his name. I always just call him Buttigieg, who is the U.S. Secretary of Transportation. Bill Gates of Microsoft. Richard Branson of Virgin. Jeff Bezos of Amazon. Chelsea Clinton of the Clinton Foundation. We're going to keep going, some of the names. Garland Gilchrist II, who is the Lieutenant Governor of Michigan. Pierre Dimitri Gorkati, who is the Senior Vice President of Uber. Jessica Jackson, the Chief Officer of Reform Alliance. Brian Kaufman, Head of Viking Global Investors. Conrad Kelly, the Managing Director of Merck, the company that created the COVID pill. Haley Lowry, who is the Global Sustainability Director of Dow Chemicals. I'm going to butcher this name. Vasuda, I think that's pronounced it. Vasuda Vats, Vice President of Pfizer. And David Alexander Walcott, founder of NovaMed. Those are just a few. There's an alumni of 1,300 people, but those are just a few of the people who attended and graduated from Klaus Schwab's Young Global Leaders school. Do you recognize some of those names? I'm sure you do. You recognize some of the positions they're in? I'm sure you do. With over 1,300 graduates in industries from politics and government to private companies and media, including people in CNN and the BBC, and as well as all countries from Asia to Africa, South America to Europe, North America, and the Middle East, they reach from all this cancer. The reach from the cancerous school basically goes everywhere. So these people are in all those different countries. They're in all these different positions, whether it's political or government, private companies like we saw Microsoft and Amazon and Uber and everything like that, to all the media out there, which is why you see all the media on board with everything like this. How do you get all this, that entire machine across the entire world going all at the same time? You put specific people that you selected through this school, and then you put them in positions of power to get these things done. That's how you do it. This is how you control everything all at once. Most of the graduates leave the school off of their resumes completely. So, like the CV that a lot of these people have, they don't even list the school in there. Very interesting. They leave it off their resumes, and if you look, their CVs really lack experience entirely before taking any position of prominence. So if you look at all these people's resumes, you look at where they come from, their experience and everything like that, they really have none. All of a sudden they go from nothing to a huge position of power. They go just to this huge position of power, and they have no experience. And usually that's where, when these people are asked specific questions or anything like that, it's always the same answer that almost everybody else gives. It's because they're reading a script. They're being told what to do. They give all this money and all this power to these people with no experience to take these positions because they went through this school. And like Now This World says, Fox News and most are CEOs and presidents of corporations. Yeah, if you go to the website, younggloballeaders.org, something like that. I can't remember it off the top of my head. If you just type in Young Global Leaders, it should pop up. If you go there and you look at the alumni list, you will find names from all different countries and all high positions of all these corporations and everything. And a lot of the corporations that you see are the same one partnered with the WEF. If you go to the WEF's website and you look at their partner page, you'll find a list of hundreds of companies. Everybody on that list, every company on that list has somebody in a position of power that comes from this school.